Brachas, Chavtes Amud Beis. Rav Tanchum Rav Asir Rav Shua ben Levi. Tov lo hiskir shel Rosh Chodesh bavoda. So if it's Rosh Chodesh, we see Yalav v'Yafo, and it's said in Brachas Ritzei. Let's say you forgot it. Choizer lavoida. So you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning of Shemona Esrei. You can just go back to Ritzei. Let's say you're in the middle of Sim Shalom, or right after Moedim, and you remember that you didn't say Yalav v'Yafo. You can go back to Ritzei. That's not locha. Nizker boida, same thing. If you're in Moedim, choizer lavoida. B'Sim Shalom, choizer lavoida. Vim Sayim. Let's say you finished. The Gemara will discuss what does it mean Sayim. Choizel Rosh, then you have to go to the bidding. Back to the beginning of Shemona Esrei. Remember, we're talking about if it's Rosh Chodesh and you didn't say Rosh Chodesh. You didn't say Levi. On Rav Papa Revacha Barada, Had Amar and Sayim, Choizel Rosh, Lo Amar Lasha Akar Raglav. Talking about, you took your 3 steps back. Remember, when you take your 3 steps back at the beginning of Shemona Esrei, you are now entering a dialogue with the Shekhinah. It's as if you're standing in the Kodesh Kodoshim. Then when you take your 3 steps back at the end of Shemona Esrei, okay, now you've sort of ended. So when he says your Choizer L'Rosh, that's when you took your 3 steps back, then you remembered. But if you had not taken your 3 steps back and you had remembered, you can go back to Ritzei. You don't have to go back to the beginning. Right? From where do you get this? Abba Mary, Shmiali, Abba Mary may Rav. I heard it from Abba Mary, and Abba Mary heard it from Rav. That what we said. If a person took 3 steps back, he goes back to the beginning. That's only for people who did not say other tefillas and bakoshes after their tefillah. Again, even if you took your 3 steps back, if you still said other tefillas, tachanunim, etc., other things, after you took your step, according to this pshat, choizer lavoida. But ikid yam Rav Nachman Yitzchak Kadamar kiloi akaraglav choizer lavoida. When do we? It's not on the issue of akaraglav. It's only when kiloi akaraglav choizer lavoida is lo amar la shiragil amar tachanunim achad tefillah. In Elokai Netzor, some people say other tefillas. So if you were used to saying other tefillas in Elokai Netzor, and you haven't taken your steps back, then you can go back to Ritzei. If normally someone just says, what kind of tzor, achar tefillah, so even if you didn't take your 3 steps back, choizer levoish. Now, I saw the halacha, Chavtes.
I thought we'd say according to halacha that after...
According to halacha...
Once you reach Elokai, then you're done. After Tim Shalom, I thought that was finished.
This is a Shulchan Aruch in Orach Chaim. Arvi Shachris Mincha, Mispal Yudches Brachos, V'omer Yalav Yava Beretzei. Now, the Imlo Amru Ba'arvis, we're going to see in our Gemara, Ein Machzir Noisoi. In my Riv, if you got Yalav Yava, you don't go back. Because Bezdin, Kiddush HaChodesh is told in Bezdin. There's no Bezdin at night. So that's just to remember, by Arvis, there's no Machzir. Bein Rosh Chodesh Yom Echad, Bein Shem Bez Yom. Makes no difference whether it's 1 day Rosh Chodesh, 2 days Rosh Chodesh. B'nei Shem Ekachas Chodesh B'Layla. Aval, Im Lo Amru Shachris U'Mincha. You forgot to say Yalav Yov Shachris U'Mincha, Machzir no, so you got to go back. V'im Niskar Kodim Shehischil Moedim. You hadn't said Moedim yet. Oimer B'Makom Sheniskar. You just say Yalav Yov exactly where you remembered it. V'im Lo Niskar Adachar Shehischil Moedim. Let's say you started Moedim and then you remembered. So im niskar korim shehishlim tefillah. So if he didn't finish his tefillah, he's choizer l'ritzei. V'im loy niskar ad shehishlim tefillah, choizer l'rosh. So we'll have to see what does that mean, mashlim tefillah. V'im hu rogel loymer tachanunim achar tefillah. If he normally would say other tefillahs after tefillah, v'niskar achar shehishlim tefillah korim sheyakar raglav. So if he's rogel to say tachanunim, and he finished his tefillah, means Baruch Hamavar Shem Azron L'Kan Etzor, but he hasn't been Yoiker Raglav Choizer L'Ritzei. So, but once you're Yoiker Raglav, you're not Choizer L'Ritzei. And the only time you can go back is if you normally say other tefillahs L'Kan Etzor. According to Shulchan Aruch, if you don't say other tachanunim etc. L'Kan Etzor, you also don't go back to Ritzei. You got to go to the beginning. Says the Ramah, im hu safek, im hu hiskir love. You're not sure. Did I say it? Did I not say it? It's a safek. Ein tzarich lachzor. Shlech tzibur sheshach laskir b'shakris. The Gemara will tell us later on what the halacha is. Okay, so that's the halacha. Weiter. Rabbi Eliezer Oimer, ha'oiset filoso kva. Remember we said if somebody makes it, we didn't know what that means. If you make your tefillah kva, so it was negative. My kva, Amrav Yaakov Aridi, Amrav Yishia, kol shetfiloso dovelav kamasui. You're not saying the tefillah with emotion and with kavanah. You're just saying it by rote, like a robot, in essence, like a burden. Which is the lashon, regesh and emotion, etc. Rabbi Rav Yosef Damer Tarbayu has a third pshat. During your tefillah, people would come up with all sorts of new things to say. So what is considered...
Is it to say, or what about thinking?
And thinking.
Okay.
All sorts of chidushim in what your dialogue with the Baruch Hu is. And it's that's, if you're not machadesh something, that's called kva. Amar Zera. I have the ability to be machadesh, but umistafin, I'm afraid, dilma matridna, that it'll lead me to lose my kavana. So he avoided doing that. Whoever doesn't daven with sort of the twilight, Hainu Lashon, Mispam Du Mechaman Rashi, Hainu Lashon Kvat Filas Olav Choik Kavula Tzesi Dechov Veinu Makpin Chazor Achar Sham Mitzvah Yisrael. It means Du Mechama Tfilas Yoitzer Imanei Tzachama Tfilas Amincha B'Shkei Tzachama. Du Mechama is when either the sun is rising or the sun is setting, like and when you see little drops of light. This is like an Eis Rotzon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted us to daven at these times. So if a person doesn't daven at these times, so then it's considered like you're making your tefillah kva. There's a special mitzvah to daven, like people who are daven vasikin by the nates, or they're specifically daven by shkiyas achama. Amrav Zera, Mikra. It says a pasuk, Yiraucha im shemesh. You shall see Hashem with the shemesh. L'fnei yerach dor. However, like Allah b'marava, in Eretz Yisrael, they would sort of curse those aman dematzim dumechama. They didn't think it was a good thing to do, because my time at dilma mitrufalei shaita. Because if you're going to wait to the last minute, you're going to lose the tzah. You might lose the zman. So they were not happy with people who did that. Rabbi Yeshua Omer Hamalek b'makom sakana. We said mispalot tefillah ketzar. If you're going like on a derech, you say a tefillah, a small tefillah. B'chol parshas ha'ibur. Now, what does that mean, parshas ha'ibur? Even if you, Hashem, are filled with anger, ki isha ubra, like a woman who's pregnant, still you call tzarchem l'fanecha. That even though you're angry with them, you should take care of all their needs. The people learn that this means something else. From the lashon uber, right? Because it says parshas ha'ibur. So what does that mean? One here is from the lashon evra, which means sin or anger, and here it says b'shashem oivrim, that they violate al divrei Torah. Still, you call tzarchem l'fanecha. Torah. We learn a brayso. Ma'alech b'malkam gedudei chay. You're in a dangerous place where there's wild animals, Philistim, or robbers. Mispalot tefillah k'tzara. You say a quick tefillah. Ezehu tefillah k'tzara. You should say aseh ritzonecha b'shamayim imal. That you should do what your rotzen is. V'sei nachas ruach li'erecha. Give nachas ruach to those who fear you. Mitachas v'atov b'nachasei. Do what's right in your eyes. Baruch atah Hashem shemet tefillah. Shu oimer, a different tefillah k'tzara. Shema Shavas Amcha Yisrael. Listen to the tefillahs. Shavas is lashon tefillah. V'asei me'er b'kashasam. You should do immediately what they're asking. Baruch atah Hashem shemet tefillah. A different tefillah. Shema tza'akas Amcha Yisrael. Listen to when they cry out to you. V'asei me'er b'kashasam. Baruch atah Hashem shemet tefillah. Acherim, usually Acherim refers to Rav Meir. It says, Tzarchei Amcha Yisrael Merubim. The needs of your people are great. V'daitam ktsara. They don't really have the mind how to express themselves well and how to ask properly. So, Yiratzon v'fonach Hashem Elokeinu, shetiten l'kol echad ve'echad k'dei parnasaso. Each person should be given whatever he needs. Ulchol gvia v'via dai machzor. Each body should get what it needs. Baruch atah Hashem, shemet tefillah. Amar Rav Huna, halacha kacherim. The halacha that if you're in a makam, you have to say a tefillah, a short tefillah, and you're afraid, you can say this tefillah. Amar le Eliyahu Hanavi said to Rav Yehuda, Achved Rav Sila Chasida. Rav Yehuda, the brother of Rav Sila Chasida. Lo tirtach, don't be afraid. V'lo techti, don't sin. V'lo tirvi, v'lo techti. That means don't get drunk with wine and sin. And kishatayot ziladerch hamelach bekoinech. Before you go on the road, you should ask that your king, the one who made you or owns you, has to take care of you, and then say. What does it mean? My hamelach bekoinech. Let's say. Amar Yaakov Amar Rav Chizda zut tfilas haderech. That means before you go on a travels, you say tfilas haderech. Amar Rav Akiva Amar Rav Chizda kol hayotz haderech tzarich lispal tfilas haderech. My tfilas haderech. It's our nusach. Yiratzon v'fonach Hashem Elokai shetolicheni l'shalom. Now, if you notice, this lashon is yachid. Shetolicheni l'shalom, v'tatzideni l'shalom, v'tismacheni l'shalom, v'tatzileni mikav kol oyev v'orev baderech, v'tishlach brocha b'masa yodai, v'titnei l'chein l'chas v'rach v'enech v'chol roi, b'rodem shomet tefillah. However, you notice, if you look at art tefillah is lashon rabim.
And we have other stuff that's not here.
No, well, this is pretty much the basic tefillah. Yeah. But we say, "V'tismachenu l'shalom, v'tatzileinu." We do it in lashon rabim because Abaya says, "Or Abaya, la'olam l'shatif inish nafshe b'hadi tzibur." A person should include himself in the tzibur.
We have the